Okay, welcome everyone to the Retention Rate Makeover. I'm Tanya Cotterell and I'm joined with Melissa Morgner and Crystal Garvin. And today we are going to teach you how to increase your income, your residual income by increasing your retention rate. So we want to build a pipeline of happy and loyal customers that are continuing to reorder. And a retention rate, if you're not familiar with that term, just means customers that are ordering at least once a quarter. That gets factored into your retention rate. And at doTERRA, our retention rate is 65%, and it's held that strong since the beginning of our company, which is what makes doTERRA so strong. It's one of the factors that really enables us to build high income that is residual compared to other companies. We're way above the industry standard and we lead the charge in retention rate. But you have an individual retention rate as well. And that is affected by how often your customers are reordering, and primarily how often they're ordering on LRPs, on loyalty reward program. And so we want to help you find ways to increase that because it's going to affect your paycheck. So let me just go over an outline of what we're talking about today. We're going to be talking about LRP reports, and I'm going to be sharing that with you, just how to use your back office to actually see what's going on, track some data, because that's going to tell you where you need to invest your time, your resources, your energy, people on your downline to start doing the work that Melissa and Crystal are going to share with you. So Melissa's going to give you some great practical steps to address customer care and build those loyal relationships. We want loyalty as a team. We want people to feel loyalty, not just the products, but to being a part of what we're doing here. And then Crystal's going to be talking to you about how to increase orders, how to get people using more, just honestly helping people fall in love with their product, because people that love their product keep ordering, and there's your retention rate right there. And Melissa's going to teach you how duplication is really where the magic happens, because you can do it all yourself, but you want this to duplicate across your downline so that as your team grows larger, retention rate holds strong across the board. So let's jump right into LRP reports. I suggest that you have a pen and a paper, because you're going to be wanting to have a few notes on how to do this. And then when you actually do this, you are going to need something to write with, because you're actually going to make lists of people. So go to your back office, and you're going to be looking at an area called detailed genealogy. You want to go first, to get to this page, you want to go to the team tab. You see the team tab right under the word doTERRA. Click that, and then off to the left, there's a place that says detailed genealogy. You'll click that, and you're going to get to this screen. All right, so this is just a screenshot from my detailed genealogy. And there's a couple things you can do with this. You can search for individual people if you want to look at their accounts. So do you see the search bar over by the megaphone on the upper right hand? That's where you can search with their first name, last name, ID, pull them up, get all of their account info to click on. You can look at your full organization. So below this part of the screen, if I were able to scroll up right now, and I'll show you that in a minute, you would see columns, almost like a spreadsheet that has everyone in your organization listed and all of their information listed. You can look at your whole organization. If you have a larger team, you may want to look at one section of it. And to do that, you need to put in the ID of the top person of the section you want to look at. So let's say you're a platinum and you want to look at one of your silver legs. Then you're going to take that leader that's a silver. You're going to find their member ID by searching for them by name, like I just told you, and you're going to insert that number where it says focus ID, and then go over to the right and hit update report, and then you're just going to have your spreadsheet showing that person and all of their downline. All right, so do this according to the team size, and there's just a few different options there. All right, look at the area that says columns. You've got a section that says available columns and a section that says displayed columns. This is how you can edit and change what shows on your spreadsheet and what order the columns are in. So you can play around with this and set it up however you want by pulling things off of the display column over into the available columns. Just highlight them, click the little arrow, and it moves them over. You can change the order by using the up or down. This is how I like mine to do this LRP report. I want to have their member ID, their next LRP PV, so however much is set up in their template for their next LRP, it's going to show the PV amount, their next LRP date, their last order date, and then I want this month and the last 2 months. So we'll show 3 months in a row of whatever volume has come through on their orders. July, June, May, And then the information beyond that is just helpful for actually reaching out and following up with people. Their name, their enroller name, because I might not be the best person to follow up with them. If Crystal enrolled someone and I notice an issue with someone's order, I might reach out to Crystal and say, have you talked to this person? Would you like to follow up with them? So that's why it's convenient to have the enroller name right there, and then their contact information. So that's helpful. All right, so let's look at this report as I have all of the columns set up. Notice across the top, all of those things I had listed above are now left to right. Now I've blocked out member numbers, names, enroller names, and phone numbers for privacy, but this is an actual screenshot of part of my detailed genealogy. And I'm gonna go through and show you different categories that customers can fall into based on their order history. And how you're gonna do an LRP report is you're gonna go through and you're gonna actually sort your customers into their category. And every single customer will fit into one of these categories. And that's going to determine how you want to interact with them, respond to them, follow up with them. Okay, so when Melissa and Crystal give you lots of tips, it should make sense that these are the people in this category that are really going to need this. Make sense? Okay, so let's go through these one by one. This is a normal LRP. This is someone that's really building your pipeline. Everything's going really well here. You don't need to do anything but continue to support and love on that person to make them feel supported. How do I know this? Well, when I look at their next LRP date, it's next month. By the way, we're recording this today, July 19th of 2000, July 20, what are we on? The 22nd of 2019. So just for context, when we're looking at this, I would see, oh, they ordered this month. July 10th, 2019, last order date, and their next order is set up for August 10th. So the system replicated that order for next month. Everything looks great. This is an example of someone who's not ordering at all. This person's last order date was, in fact, there's a couple here you can see. There's someone that last ordered December of 2015. There's someone else here that ordered November of 2017. So those are people that are not using their product because it's been a long time since they've ordered, and people that aren't ordering aren't using their product. So I know I almost have to treat them like someone that hasn't even yet enrolled. I want to go back and educate and help them see the need for the product in their life. Something hasn't connected. I haven't quite figured out that these are solving their problems. Maybe they got that kit and they never opened it and really knew how to use them. So there's a lot of work that could be done with someone who's not ordering at all. Now, this is an example of someone who is not on LRP, but they are ordering randomly, like one-time orders. So this person ordered this month, but notice there's no next LRP date, no next LRP volume. They ordered this month 28 PV in July. So I know that they placed a one-time order this month. That's great. When I've got someone that's ordering one-time orders, I just want to move them into ordering regularly. So a little tip here is I like to go back and add up products they've been ordering over time, or even offer to add that up for them and then show them how many free points or free products they're missing out on had they been running those orders through the loyalty reward. Even if it's just splitting up those orders and putting some on this month and some on this month, generally they start ordering more and they get more free product, they use more, they order more. Okay, this next category would be what I would call a stuck LRP. And this usually means someone's credit card has declined. Most of the time it's expired and they just didn't get in there and renew their credit card. And so you know that it hasn't been processing, but it's still set up. It's just the system is unable to process it. So you can see here that their last order was February of 2018, and then it duplicated to process in March of 2018, and nothing has happened since. So you know to get back in touch with that person to talk to them about updating their credit card. Just get that conversation going to know, are they, wanting to get things set back up? If it's expired and it's not processing and it's been a while, then again, they're not using their products. So there might be some product education needing to happen there and some support. This is a skipped LRP. Now, technically, this should never happen. However, there is an error in the system that I know doTERRA is working to correct that has been allowing some people to push their date forward to next month. And hopefully by the time you watch this video, if you're watching it in the future, that's fixed. But right now, it can happen at times. And so if you ever see this, then you'll know what's going on and kind of how to address it. So this would be the last order happened in June, last month. The next order is showing August. By the way, I couldn't find one like this just glancing through. I had to create this so you could have an example. It's pretty rare. So the next order is processing in August, but what happened to July? There was an order in May, in June, no order in July, but yet the LRP is set up to process the same PV in August. Something happened, okay? So this is kind of a red flag. If you see this, you may run across it. You may never see this. But if you run across it, it could be one of two things. Generally, it's that somebody was fooling around with their template and the calendar allowed them to pick a date and they pushed it out themselves. And that's kind of a case where we want to get back with that person and, you know, just get on our radar why they weren't purposely ordering this month and letting them know, oh, the system isn't really meant to do that. There have been a few errors where it gives you a calendar date out, but in the future you may see that that's not a possibility. So hopefully this will go away soon. There have been a few reports of this just happening as a computer glitch, a system glitch. It may or may not even be happening anymore. It's very, very rare. Like I said, I never saw one on here, but if you ever see that and you talk to the person and they didn't know and they meant to order and they didn't get their order, then that's a scenario where you're going to want to let doTERRA know so that they can have that on their radar, because, you know, little things can happen in the land of software, right? So if you ever see a glitch in something like that, the right way to handle it is to reach out to your upline that's at least a silver rank or above, because they have access to send that in to our IT department. And then it's on their radar so that they can fix it and they can help you with that so it's not an issue in the future. Okay, so these are the categories. Every single customer will fit into one of these categories. I'm going to turn it over to Melissa so that she can tell you how to take care of your customers and increase their product love as well.
Okay, thanks, Tanya. That was really good. It's so good to have that information. I think we learn so much when we just get in there and dig around and look at what's happening with our actual numbers. That is what our business, we have to pay attention to that. And every time I kind of just poke around and dig through deep into my teams, I realize like, oh, look at this. Oh, look at this person enrolled someone. Look at this person. They're ordering a lot, or this person ordered a class in the box. Like, look what's happening. And so the flip side of that number is a customer. And we've got to treat those customers in a way that makes them feel excited that they have partnered with us. You all know there are lots of people doing doTERRA, and the person that joined with you, that was their way of saying like, I really like you. You resonate with me. Like, you bring a value, or you're the kind of person that I want to work with. And so we need to respond to that with just this high level of caring for our customers. All of you know experiences you've had with companies that have amazing customer support and customer service, and that just make you feel great. We want to do that for our customers. So I'm going to cover a few ways that you can make that happen. And the possibilities are endless here. I encourage you to start commenting below this video in the Facebook group and share ideas that you've done or that you've heard of. I think the possibilities are limitless here. So first thing is with a welcome packet. So when someone starts with us, that's when they are at their most excited. They're like, yes, they've just said yes to doTERRA. So the emotions are high and optimistic, and they're feeling great. So we want to like feed into that. with welcoming them into the doTERRA culture, but also into our culture, into our team culture. And it doesn't matter if you're a manager or an elite or a silver or a diamond, you have the opportunity to create team culture. So sending someone a welcome packet, and if they're local, this is something that you can give them. Obviously, one of the things we're going to include in that is a live guide, which is part of the Empowered Success, because we want to be able to sit down either in person or over the phone or over Zoom and do a lifestyle overview. But I like to include something that's a surprise. And I'm not going to tell them that I'm doing this. When I enroll someone, I don't say, okay, you're going to get a little goodie bag from me. One of the customer service mantras that I have really tried to rely on is that idea of under promise, over deliver, because that's when we wow people. That's when they're surprised, when they're like, oh, she told me she was going to follow up and that we were going to do this lifestyle review, but I didn't know I was going to get this little bag with rollers and goodies and all of that. And so it just starts them into the process of being on our team and starting this wellness lifestyle and making it fun. Remember, and all of you probably were at different places when you were starting doTERRA, but a lot of people are really nervous when they think about, like, how am I going to start using these oils? That could be overwhelming. I don't know what that's going to look like. And so being able to keep it fun and energizing and exciting with a gift. And so there's a lot of things. Tanya, you can skip to that next slide. I want to show you just some ideas. And these were just ones that I Googled. So I take no responsibility for this. These are just ones that I found in different groups I'm in and different leaders around doTERRA. And so the possibilities are really limitless here. But you might notice a theme here. We want to focus when we gift people things. I don't like to gift people oils. I want people to buy oils. And we also know that oils last a really long time. I also want to gift people either things that they can't use without oils, like roller bottles. And in the beginning, a lot of people really, they're not thinking ahead to, oh, I'm going to want to make this, I'm going to want to make that. And so giving someone roller bottles is going to help them get those oils in their purse and in their gym bag and around their house and sharing with a spouse or with their kids, because they're going to just start playing with their oils right away. The other thing you'll see here is a lot of consumables. And so because oils can last for a while, we want to give people things that they're going to go through faster. So think of things like the shampoo and conditioner samples. All of these are things that you can order. Some of them have PV, some of them don't. The On Guard toothpaste. Everybody needs toothpaste, you guys. We all brush our teeth, hopefully at least twice a day. And so letting someone see oh, your doTERRA membership is going to allow you to get a high quality toothpaste using essential oils. And that's something that you can start getting on a monthly basis. The throat drops, those are great to sample. You can give little samples of Serenity soft gels, Digestin soft gels, the Tri-Ease soft gels, Deep Blue rub packets. If you see down there on the bottom left, this is such a great idea. You can take, this is I think the Citrus Bliss soap. You can take and make little bars, mini bars out of one bar and put that into, a little wax envelope or some kind of something to make it look nice. That one did a really great job. And let people start to see oh, there's all this other stuff, because most people do start with oils and they start with a kit. And their head isn't around the fact that oh, this company has skincare and hair care and vitamins and all these things here. Sometimes people will give little samples of maybe other oils that someone wanted to try, or things that they know maybe were on their wish list so that they would be able to have an experience with that. Some other things that you can add, things like hydrating cream. We always have on our wish list to doTERRA. We would love for them to give little samples so that we could order of the skincare. But until then, the hydrating cream is one of just a very luxurious product that people love to use, and I think can tell the difference right away. And so you can get little containers. I'm sure you can get them on Amazon now that are just, they're not that much bigger than a quarter, and they usually come, 100 to a little box, and you can put the hydrating cream into that. Any product that and now with LLV, you can actually give samples really easily with that when you use the daily packs of the Lifelong Vitality. A lot of times you can give a little, either a Modern Essentials quick reference guide, or like this one here, it gives the tiny little version of the essential life quick reference, some little reference or some little something that gets them learning more about the oils. And so you make it to fit you. Maybe your customer has kiddos, and so you want to throw in a PB Assist Junior, or you want to give some samples of the kids' vitamins. This is where we can't tell you like, hey, do this every time. This is where you're an entrepreneur, you're a business owner. You have to think, what would this person love? And you don't have to do the same thing every single time. You can change it up based on what you're seeing is a demand for them, or what might really speak to them. There's also a fun idea with the Slim and Sassy gum. You can buy those and then cut them and use just a little Slim and Sassy sticker on it. There's just so many ideas. The possibilities are limitless. But this says, hey, welcome to my team. Welcome to doTERRA. This is what else, like, you're starting. This is just step one of getting into the products, and you've got this membership now. Like, look at all the possibilities that you can have. Okay, so we're going to slip to the next part of customer care. And so that's when we talked about people that are new, that are just joining. But then we want to take and some of that information that we got from reports that we ran and focus on customer appreciation. Like, what can we do to nurture people in the long term? And so being able to look at, and those lists that Tanya gave, like people that are on normal LOP, we really want to reward those customers who are ordering again and again, month after month, and some have been for years and years. And so we can reach out to them with a surprise packet in the mail. And sometimes people have done similar things to a welcome packet to send to those people, but other times things like consumable products. And being able to send them, or maybe an education product. Maybe you send them a book or something where they can keep learning. Being able to see and find out what they're ordering so that you could maybe direct them to try something new. Maybe they want to do the skincare. I have a little booklet that I like to send that has diffuser recipes, and you can get that from any of the oil places. Like, there's, if you look on any of the places, Aroma Tools or Oil Life or Share Oils, they all have some great little booklets. But again, it's just giving someone another way to use their oils. Maybe you send them a packet with spray bottles and roller bottles and a recipe book to go with that. But we want people to feel valued as part of our team. One thing we don't talk about this in doTERRA, and I'm going to be really bold to say it. We are all very much a culture of bloom where you're planted. We are not about like trying to take people's customers, and we never want to do that. You want people to be where they are, and if they've enrolled with someone else, and that's who should support them. But the truth of the matter is that people are 6 months away from finding some other culture within doTERRA that they want to be part of. And when someone has not ordered for a period of time, they're kind of a free agent. And I have heard time and again people say, oh, well, gosh, you do this for your team, or you do that for your team. Like, oh, I wish the person I joined with did that kind of thing. And so I tell you that not to create scarcity or fear or anything like that, but I think it's really important to realize that you're a business and you want people to feel like they really are valued customers. They're not tied to you for life. And so make your culture one that really shows gratitude and appreciation for your customers. And so I think once you've got those lists, you want to think of how can I reach out to those people with gifts, but also just with connection. One of the things that I like to do with people who you see are not ordering or are randomly ordering, and this is one of the things I encourage builders who are kind of just, who have maybe not been consistent in their business and they're kind of coming back at it, to reach out to those customers and say, hey, take a picture of the oils that you have. I would love to just send you some really practical ways to use them. Or do you have oils gathering dust on your shelf that you just don't know what to do with? Like, let me help you figure that out. So that you're not showing up and saying, hey, can I sell you something else, so that you start ordering? And you're saying, hey, you got this stuff. Like, what can I do to help you use what you have? We want to bring value. And that's our job when we think of, as wellness advocates, what we're supposed to do. And so Crystal's going to talk about one of the most important ways that you can show up and bring value with continuing education.
Thanks, Melissa. Awesome ideas. So one of the ways I love to add value is through education. And I always want people to continue to learn. We could never stop learning all that there is to know about how to use our essential oils, how to use our products. And so there's some different steps here that we'll cover to go over how you can do that with people and how you can continue to add value, not only through gifts, but through information and through your time, one of our most valuable and precious resources, right? We need to carve out that time for our customers and our team members. And first of all, it's through a wellness consultation. Ideally, you want to schedule this in the first 10 days after someone enrolls. However, just always keep in mind it's never too late if you did not do that with some of your customers. Or you might need to have a repeat wellness consultation. As Tanya was showing, some of those people who haven't ordered in months or aren't on LRP for some reason, maybe you need to reach out and offer another wellness consultation. And this will be a great way for you to know if you can do it in the first 10 days, where you want to place them based on what they desire going forward from their experience. But the wellness consultation for me is where I get to showcase some of those consumable products that I probably did not have time to go over in the class. In my basic class, I cover oils, LLV, maybe a couple other supplements, and usually not more than 8 or 10 oils. So that's something where I know I don't have time to cover much of our products, but I schedule that wellness consultation. I try to do it as soon as they enroll. I know they'll have their products within a week. If we can sit down right then and pick a date to get together, that's ideal. If not, I'm going to follow up with them in a few days or as soon as I know they have their initial order and schedule that so that I can sit down with them. I might give them some type of a gift just for meeting with me, or because it's a thank you gift for enrolling, or because they sign up on LRP. It just depends. Again, you're an entrepreneur. You can decide how you want to use those types of gifts that Melissa went over. But I want to show them some of the things in their home that they could replace that they probably had no idea. And I just did a couple of these last week, and both ladies said, I had no idea doTERRA had a cleaner, or that doTERRA had skincare, or you have shampoo. So those are things that they're not aware of after coming to one class or doing a one-on-one with me when I'm going over oils and supplements generally. So this is a chance for me to show them all the things that they could replace in their home and all the ways that they could save and continue to get the most bang for their buck with their doTERRA membership. I love the way I heard one person phrase it, even when they're talking about the 3 ways to purchase: retail, wholesale, and wholesale with points. So I want to make sure that they know they have the option, now that they're a wholesale member, to order at wholesale plus points, and explain that and show that to them. And I hope lead to LRP, if not at that time in the future. Really what you want to develop is a relationship where you've shown someone some products they want to try, and then they fall in love with at least 3 products that they would say, I could not live without these products. I don't know how I lived without them. I would never want to live without them again. That's when you've got really good customer loyalty, and they're going to continue to trust more and more in the product and stay on that order monthly or regularly, at least quarterly, like Tanya was saying, because they're so in love with certain products that have changed their lives. From that point, you want to offer continuing education. And when I meet with someone for a wellness consult, I do go over, here are our next continuing education opportunities to put on your calendar. There's several different ones that we incorporate into our team. I feel like we've really created that community of education on our team, and that's one of the things that I love and am passionate about. And so we do oil camp. This could be on a intermittent basis, but I also do have it hosted online as like an e-course for people in between, so that they don't have to wait for the next one that's available on Facebook. You can do that either way or both. I also have classes. We have classes that are continuing education with rewards. It might be like an 8-week series, and they have a punch card. And if they do all 8 classes, they get a little gift at the end. There's ultimately just so many ways to do this. You can have different themes. You can do a monthly class, a quarterly class, make and take. You can really decide what is going to serve your community best. And maybe your team is not all local to you. I have a lot of my team local in North Carolina, but we also have spread out all across the country and world, of course, at this point. So webinars are a really great way to serve my community. I also do Facebook classes, e-courses, those types of things. So I want to be able to meet people where they're at. If they would prefer a live class, we have those available. If they'd prefer online learning, webinar, Facebook, they don't want to be on Facebook, so something off Facebook, maybe on YouTube, different ways that I can meet those needs and share that information and reach more people. Another way that's more personal would be just to treat them to some type of application. I have taken aroma touch classes. I've also taken the Symphony of the Cells class. So I have those options that I could just add to people's experience. And I have found that, especially with Symphony of the Cells, that does increase orders as well. That's a benefit. That's not why I do it. I want to serve them. But that is something that I have seen, that people feel so much better instantly, and then they see the benefits of ongoing usage. And I'm able to remind them, if you're not already on the supplements, you can feel this good all the time by starting to add these supplements and having citrus in your water and doing some of these basic things, and then getting someone to apply these oils in this way on a regular basis as well can really help you, depending on their health, depending on their needs. So you can see there's a lot of different ideas. As Melissa mentioned, it'd be great if you want to comment what's worked for you. Have you done different continuing education? You might want to, if you feel like, I don't know what to teach on, I feel like I don't know enough about different ways to use oils or different health concerns, you could partner with a local expert, maybe someone who already teaches a class on thyroid support with healthy lifestyle choices, for example, and then you come behind and give ideas to use oils for that as well. So you could partner with someone. You could also just look at what corporate's doing. We've got the podcast, the magazine, the blog. They do continuing education as well from corporate, sometimes through Facebook, sometimes online. And you can watch what corporate is doing and follow those themes. And you'll often find you could put a whole class together really easily just by looking at what are they focusing on this season? What recipes can I find in past living magazines that I could add in or make copies of, or even add at the end of a class as a little make and take option. And you'll find a plethora of ideas on doTERRA's Pinterest and blog and places like that. So don't feel like you don't know enough. It's actually pretty easy and really fun. And you can partner with other customers, sharers, builders, team members to find out what they want and what they can contribute, so that it's not all on you. Ultimately, that is definitely where you want to go, is where different people are contributing, teaching, adding to different parts of your continuing education, so that it's not always you. And then finally, what you want to do to increase orders is make sure people know there is an option to earn, and help them earn some income, whether they just want to host a class and maybe you're offering host rewards, or if they actually want to host classes on a regular basis. Maybe it's just once a month, so they would be a sharer, but they're going to need to have their LRP in place to get fast start for that, if that's something they want to do on a regular basis. Or you can teach them how to get Power of 3 as well, so that they might want to share on a more regular basis, or they might just want to find those people who are going to be in place to help them earn their Power of 3. That certainly builds retention, doesn't it? When someone's earning some income, someone's getting their $50 or higher bonus a month, they're going to be locked in for their $100 a month to make sure that they earn those extra commissions and bonuses. And then ultimately, they need to know that there is a business opportunity. We always want to make sure people are aware of that. It might not be that they jump right in the first time we mention it, but as we mention it regularly and make sure that they know that that's an option, some people will gradually grow into that. And that certainly was the case for me and a lot of the leaders on my team. We, first of all, just wanted oils, right? Most of us did, just wanted the oils in our homes, wanted to know how to use them, and then couldn't help ourselves, just sharing with friends and family a little bit, talking about them, using them in front of people, getting questions from people who are curious, and then realizing, oh, I could maybe get my oils paid for by just having a class or meeting with some people or sharing or sampling. And then realizing, oh, there's these other bonuses and there's more of an opportunity here than I realized. And for a lot of us, the light bulb did not just go off all at once. It kind of flickered on and off until we realized that there's a business opportunity, a full-fledged income is available here, depending on what I want to put into this. So helping people earn is definitely a way that you can increase your retention. We know that only about 15% typically will fall into that category of wanting to build, but they might actually want to earn just a little bit, or at least give you referrals and host classes and things like that. So you can have those things in mind, and having a plan is really important. Knowing what you do want to give for a host reward, knowing what you want to give at a wellness consult or a first time LRP order, or those different options that Melissa went over. When do you want to give those? When do you want to bless people and thank them for their loyalty, and have a plan and really draw that out? And maybe you change it up every year. You don't want to send the same gift to your most loyal customers every year, but maybe at the beginning of the year deciding, what am I going to do this year, or what am I going to do this month for host rewards, since maybe I need some more classes booked this month. So going into it with a plan and making sure people know what's in it for them and what they can learn, what they can earn. Those are really important factors in increasing your retention and increasing your orders. And now we're going to go back to Melissa to talk to us about going forward even further into duplicating this.
Thanks, Crystal. Such good ideas. Crystal and her team are just like pros at continuing education. So I just love all of that. So network marketing is all about duplication. If we are not doing things in our business that duplicate, then we're running kind of a one-man show or one-woman show that we're not going to see growth. We're not going to see that retention. And the beauty of network marketing is in that retention, and that's where residual income comes from. You will not experience the wonderful residual income if you don't have that retention and you're not teaching it to people that you bring into your business. So as you recruit builders, as you recruit sharers, it's really important to teach this to them too. So save this video. This is a good starting point, but you want to help them to learn just those little things that they can do to notice what their customers are doing and how they can bless their customers with gifts when they enroll and when they've been ordering for a while, or what to do when they haven't been ordering. It's easy to do that when your team is small, when you're just getting started, and you can be like, okay, there's my 15 people I've enrolled and no one's on LRP. What's going on? Like that's easy to look at and run that report, if you will. And so teaching people how to do that right out of the gates, it's just the smart way to duplicate and grow in your business. You've got to be that model of good customer care and have that culture. A lot of times as our builders or sharers are starting out in the business, we want to invite them and their customers into our culture, into our online oil education groups, into our oil camp. Like they're not often running these things like seasoned leaders would be. And so you want to help them see how easy it is. I do want to encourage everybody to be setting aside your fast start so that you can do these things and spend money back into doing this with your goodie bags when you get people going, or appreciation things. So many of those things are what you can save up your points and use for to buy the throat drops, or to buy maybe oils that you're giving samples, or some of the spa products, or the hydrating cream, or whatever. And so that's a great way to use your points. But I do think we have to have that mindset that we have to be investing back in our business. And so that's a great way to take that fast start and know I'm going to put a portion of this. And there's smart ways that you can, if you've got to send stuff long distance, you can get on PayPal has a shipping way that you can print things out, or stamps.com. It makes it so much easier than going and standing in line at the post office. And I know for me, if I'm going to do anything long term, then I really need to know that it's going to be fast and easy and set up so that it just kind of runs like this smooth machine. And you want to help your builders and your sharers learn how to do that too. Creating that community, that's what you get to decide, and pull your leaders into that early on in your business. And so pull builders in and give them a chance to post in your oil usage community, or to share their testimony, or to share different recipes, or to do a Facebook Live, helping them to kind of step into those things that might feel a little bit scary at first. That's going to help them become part of your culture. And that's going to let their customers see them in that way, where they're getting to shine and feeling, rising up as a leader. We're teaching people to lead by just giving them small little things to do as they get going, but that's what's going to duplicate. And that's where that residual income comes from. And so I think giving builders and sharers just easy steps. We don't want to make it sound complicated. They may not be ready in their first month of building to be running these reports, but just helping them see that these are the simple things that you can do to keep those customers and to make them excited and make them happy. And I find honestly that a lot of builders, that's one of their favorite parts, because we start enrolling people and those are our friends. And it's just a great way to say thank you to those people, but it makes us feel like we're bringing something of value when we can be generous with doTERRA and just kind of open that whole world to people. So.
Okay, thank you so much, both of you. Such great tips. I'm sure everyone's just got ideas floating through their head. And It's okay to not be able to implement everything all at once, and just kind of what's the next thing that you can add in. Starting with getting your lists ready is going to make things really clear for you, and you'll see kind of what the priority is. And do you want to get some continuing ed going, or is it time to really spoil your VIP regular orders, or is it time to do a customer appreciation event? That it'll pop into your head. You'll know what the next step is. And if you're new at this, do lean into your upline leaders, especially those that are silver and above. And as you grow, though, if you are growing as a business, don't forget to step out and start doing some of these on your own and modeling them. It's really what's going to make your business strong. So I'm going to just end today with this. I love this quote. Loyal customers, they don't just come back. They don't just recommend you. They insist that their friends do business with you. And I bet you anything you can think of different businesses and people out there that you insist, people go see this person to get this service. They insist that they get the best. And you want to be someone that someone's going to insist that their friends and family use. This is going to bring referrals. It's going to absolutely create loyal customers. And so we all want to be effective, professional CEOs of our business. And CEOs know their numbers, they know their customers, and they're constantly having their eye on the ball on how to create new customers, but also keep the customers they have and keep them purchasing and ordering. So a loyal downline will create income that's growing and that's stable. Everybody wants stability, right? That's stable for years to come. So I hope this served you well. Thanks again, Melissa and Crystal. Thanks for joining, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.